I adopted my sister's biological kids after she abandoned them for drugs. Now my sister, ex-husband, and parents are furious I won't let them see the children they called mistakes. Hello dear ones. Please subscribe, comment a quick hi, and tell us where you're watching from. Now let's continue this journey together. The call came at 2 in the morning. I should have known then that my life was about to implode. Ma'am, this is Child Protective Services. We have 2 children here. Maya age 6 and Isaiah age 4. Their mother was arrested for possession with intent to distribute. You're listed as emergency contact. My hands trembled as I gripped the phone. My sister Jasmine. Where are they? I asked, already grabbing my keys. 20 minutes later I walked into that sterile government building and saw them. Maya sat rigid in an orange plastic chair, her little brother curled in her lap. Both wore mismatched clothes 2 sizes too small. Isaiah had a bruise on his cheek. Maya's eyes, those beautiful brown eyes that looked just like mine, were empty. Auntie Diane? Maya's voice cracked. I dropped to my knees and opened my arms. They crashed into me and I felt Isaiah's tiny body shaking with sobs. Maya stayed silent, but her grip on my shirt told me everything. I've got you, I whispered. I promise I've got you. The caseworker, Mrs. Patterson, a weary black woman with kind eyes, pulled me aside. This is the 3rd time this year. The apartment was condemned. No food. Needles everywhere. Your sister's boyfriend. Don't. I held up my hand. Just tell me what I need to do to take them home tonight. She handed me paperwork. Emergency placement. But Miss Johnson, you should know, your sister's rights haven't been terminated. This could get complicated. I signed without hesitation. The next morning I took the kids shopping. Isaiah clutched my hand like I might disappear. Maya walked behind us, silent and watchful. Pick anything you want, I told them in the store. Isaiah's eyes widened. Anything. Anything, baby. He chose dinosaur pajamas. Maya selected plain blue ones, practical and subdued. When I tried adding toys to the cart, she stopped me. Mama says toys are a waste of money. She says we're already too expensive. My heart shattered. Well, your mama isn't here and I say you need toys. That afternoon while they napped, I called my ex-husband, David. We'd divorced 6 months prior. His choice, not mine. He wanted freedom, which apparently meant his 24-year-old coworker, Brittany. I need to tell you something, I said when he answered. Make it quick. I'm at brunch. I have Maya and Isaiah. Jasmine's in jail. I'm filing for custody. Silence. Then, are you insane? We just got divorced. You seriously think I'm going to help you raise your sister's crackhead kids? I'm not asking you to. Those mistakes aren't my problem, Diane. You always did enable Jasmine. Maybe this is exactly what you deserve. He hung up. I sat in my kitchen, tears streaming down my face. Mistakes. He'd called them mistakes. That night, Maya crawled into my bed. Auntie Diane, are we staying? Honey. As long as you need. Forever. I pulled her close. If you'll have me forever. She fell asleep in my arms and I made a silent vow. I would burn the world down before I let anyone hurt these children again. My mother showed up unannounced 3 days later, her face tight with disapproval. Diane Marie Johnson, what have you done? I stood in my doorway, blocking her entry. Behind me, cartoons played. Isaiah's laughter, the first I'd heard, echoed through the house. I saved 2 children, Mama. Your grandchildren. She waved her hand dismissively. Jasmine called me from county. She's hysterical. You stole her babies. Stole. My voice rose. CPS called me at 2 a.m. because she was high, Mama. The apartment had needles. Isaiah had a bruise. Every mother makes mistakes. You're being vindictive because you're jealous. The accusation hit like a slap. Jealous. You couldn't keep your husband, couldn't have babies of your own, so now you're trying to take Jasmine's. Mama's eyes were cold. You always were the jealous one. Maya appeared beside me, her small hand finding mine. Mama's expression softened slightly. Baby girl, you want to come see Granny? Maya pressed closer to me. No thank you. Maya. I said no. Maya's voice was stronger now. You didn't come when Mama left us alone for 3 days. You didn't come when there was no food. You only came now because Auntie Diane did something good. Mama's face flushed. You teaching her to disrespect her elders? I'm teaching her she has a voice. I stepped forward. And right now her voice is telling you to leave. You'll regret this, Diane. Family is family. Then maybe you should act like it. 2 weeks later, I sat across from attorney Michelle Roberts, a sharp sister with locked hair and no-nonsense energy. Let me be straight with you, Michelle said, reviewing my paperwork. Your sister has rights. Even incarcerated, even with a drug charge, parental rights are sacred in this state. But the conditions. I've seen worse cases where the parent got their kids back. She leaned forward. I need you to understand what you're up against. Your parents will likely support Jasmine. Your ex-husband's statement calling them mistakes actually helps us, but family reunification is always the goal. My stomach churned. So what do I do? Document everything. Every therapy session, every nightmare, every moment of progress. Create a paper trail showing stability and love. Michelle's expression softened. I've been doing this 15 years. I can see you love those babies. But love doesn't always win in court. Then what does? Proof that the alternative would destroy them. I left her office with a $3,000 retainer bill and terror gripping my chest. That night I started a journal. Entry 1. Maya asked if she could call me Mama today. I said we'd talk about it when she was ready. She's had 3 nightmares this week. Isaiah wet the bed twice but is improving. He laughs now. He never laughed when I first got him. I photographed their healing. Isaiah's bruise fading, their full refrigerator, school registration forms, pediatrician visits. I was building a case for love. 6 weeks after I took the children, Jasmine got out on bail. She showed up at my door at 7 a.m., her hair unkempt, her eyes wild. Where are my kids? They're at school, I said calmly, though my heart hammered. You had no right. I had every right. CPS called me Jasmine. Not Mama. Not Daddy. Me. Because even you knew I'd come. Her face crumpled. For a moment I saw my baby sister. The one who used to braid my hair, who dreamed of being a teacher, who wasn't always this broken thing. I want them back, she whispered. You can't even take care of yourself. I'm clean now. 8 weeks sober. 8 weeks. They've been alive for 6 and 4 years. Where were you during those years? She lunged forward, but I'd anticipated it. I stepped back, my phone already recording. You think you're better than me? She screamed. You think because you got the good job and the nice house that you can judge me? Those are my children. Then why did you call them burdens? Why did you tell Maya she ruined your life? Why was Isaiah eating cereal off the floor because you sold the dishes for dope? Jasmine froze. Maya told you that? Maya tells me everything now. Because she trusts me. Because I feed her. Because I don't disappear for days. I'm their mother. No, I said, my voice breaking. You're the woman who gave birth to them. I'm the one mothering them. Sunday dinner at my parents' house was always mandatory. I'd skipped 4 weeks straight. Mama called, her voice syrupy sweet. Baby, please come. We need to talk as a family. I should have known better. I walked in with Maya and Isaiah. The house smelled like greens and cornbread, but the atmosphere was poisonous. Jasmine sat at the table flanked by my parents. My younger brother Troy lounged on the couch, scrolling his phone. Diane. Daddy stood, arms open. There's my girls. Isaiah hid behind me. Maya's hand tightened in mine. We're not staying, I said. Oh, don't be like that. Mama gestured to chairs. Jasmine wants to apologize. Jasmine looked at the kids, tears streaming. Babies, Mommy's so sorry. I was sick, but I'm better now. Come give me a hug. Neither child moved. Go on, Daddy urged. No, Maya said. The room went silent. What did you say? Mama's voice was dangerous. She said no, I interjected. They don't have to hug anyone they don't want to. That's their mother. Daddy roared. Isaiah started crying. I picked him up, his little arms choking my neck. This was a mistake, I said, turning to leave. Troy blocked the door. You really gonna disrespect Mama and Daddy like this? After everything they did for you? Move, Troy. Make me big, sis. I pulled out my phone. I will call the police and tell them you're holding me and 2 minor children against our will. Now. He stepped aside, but Mama's words followed us. You're destroying this family, Diane. When those kids grow up hating you for keeping them from their real family, don't come crying to me. The court date approached. My lawyer assured me we had a strong case. Then David dropped his bomb. Mrs. Johnson? Michelle's voice was strained on the phone. We have a problem. Your ex-husband submitted an affidavit supporting your sister's petition for custody restoration. My world tilted. What? He claims you're emotionally unstable, that the divorce stemmed from your obsession with your sister's children, and that you're using them to fill a void from your own infertility. I couldn't breathe. That's a lie. We divorced because he cheated. I know. But he's painting a narrative that you coerced him into the marriage, that you pressured him about children constantly, that your baby fever destroyed your relationship. Why would he do this? Michelle paused. His affidavit was submitted with one from your mother, corroborating his claims. Diane, your family is building a case that you're unfit. I hung up and screamed into a pillow. The children were at school. I was alone with my rage. That night David called. It's not personal, Dee. Not personal. You're trying to give those children back to a drug addict. I'm telling the truth. You were obsessed with having kids. You would have done anything. We were married. We talked about starting a family. That's what married people do. Yeah, well, maybe if you'd been less desperate, I wouldn't have needed to find someone younger and less damaged. The line went dead. I looked at my reflection, 38 years old, stretch marks from the weight of worry, gray hairs I hadn't noticed before. Damaged. That's what I was to him. But to Maya and Isaiah? I was everything. If this story is resonating with you, please comment below with your thoughts. ## Chapter 8. Maya's Truth. The Guardian ad litem, a stern woman named Carol Jenkins, came to assess my home. She interviewed me, checked the children's rooms, reviewed my finances. Then she asked to speak with Maya alone. I waited in the kitchen, my heart in my throat. 30 minutes passed. When Carol emerged, her expression was unreadable. Mrs. Johnson, I'll be submitting my report next week. Can you tell me? I can't discuss it. But I will say this. Your niece is very articulate for 6 years old. After she left, Maya climbed into my lap. Did I do good, Auntie? What did you tell her, baby? The truth. Maya looked at me with ancient eyes. I told her about the time Mama's boyfriend hurt Isaiah and Mama said he deserved it for crying. I told her how we ate ketchup packets when there was no food. I told her Mama said having us ruined her life and we were mistakes she couldn't fix. Tears rolled down my cheeks. Oh, honey. I told her you read to us every night. That you check for monsters under the bed even though you're tired. That you cry sometimes when you think we're asleep because you love us so much it hurts you. Maya touched my face. I told her I want to stay with you forever. Forever. Can I call you Mama? My real mama doesn't want to be a mama. But you do. I sobbed into her hair, years of pain and love pouring out. Yes, baby. Yes. That night Isaiah asked too. Can I call you Mama too? Both of you can call me whatever feels right. Mama feels right, he said simply. The custody hearing was brutal. Jasmine arrived looking clean, sober, her hair done. She played the repentant mother perfectly. Your Honor, I made terrible mistakes, she said, voice trembling. But I've been sober 4 months. I'm in treatment. I'm working with my sponsor daily. Those are my children and I've turned my life around for them. Her lawyer presented certificates from NA meetings, letters from her counselor, a job offer letter from a fast food restaurant. My mother testified next. Your Honor, Diane has always been troubled. She's jealous of Jasmine, always has been. She couldn't have children herself, and now she's using this situation to play house with someone else's babies. I watched the judge's face, searching for any sign of sympathy. Then it was my turn. Your Honor, I'm not here to play house. I'm here because at 2 a.m. on a cold night, CPS called me. Not these grandparents who live 15 minutes from where those children were found. They called me because even in her darkest moment, Jasmine knew I would come. I presented photos. The condemned apartment, medical records documenting Isaiah's malnutrition and old fractures. Maya's therapy notes describing severe anxiety and trauma. I have documentation of every meal, every nightmare, every small victory. Isaiah said his first full sentence in my care. Maya smiled for the first time in months. They call me Mama now, not because I forced them but because I showed up. Michelle called Mrs. Patterson, the CPS worker who testified about the conditions she'd found. Then came the Guardian ad litem report. Carol Jenkins stood. Your Honor, I've worked in child welfare for 20 years. I've seen many cases. This one is clear. Carol continued, I interviewed Maya extensively. She disclosed disturbing details about her mother's care, or lack thereof. She described watching her mother inject drugs, being left alone overnight multiple times, eating non-food items due to hunger, and witnessing domestic violence from her mother's partners. Jasmine's lawyer objected. Hearsay from a 6-year-old. The child's statements were consistent, detailed, and corroborated by medical evidence, Carol interrupted. Furthermore, Isaiah, age 4, drew pictures during our play therapy session. He drew a house with needles, a man hitting a child, and then a separate picture, Mrs. Johnson's home, with a sun, flowers, and the words safe place spelled phonetically. The judge examined the drawings. I couldn't breathe. However, Carol said, and my stomach dropped. Family reunification is important. Ms. Johnson has shown commitment to sobriety. I recommend a gradual reintegration plan, supervised visits escalating to unsupervised, with full custody restoration in 6 months if she maintains sobriety. No. Michelle stood immediately. Your Honor, respectfully, the Guardian ad litems report also states that both children expressed fear and reluctance about returning to their mother's care. Maya specifically stated she would run away if forced back. The judge rubbed his temples. This is a complex situation. Then David entered the courtroom, late, disheveled, reeking of alcohol. Mr. Mitchell? The judge frowned. You submitted an affidavit but weren't scheduled to testify. I need to say something, David slurred. I lied in that affidavit. Jasmine's boyfriend paid me $5,000 to write it. Diane's a good person. She didn't deserve what I did to her. The courtroom erupted. The judge banged his gavel. Order. Mr. Mitchell, are you saying you committed perjury for financial compensation? David nodded, swaying. Yeah. I'm drunk, but I'm not a complete monster. Those kids belong with Diane. The hearing was postponed pending an investigation into David's claims. Outside the courthouse, Jasmine confronted him. You ruined everything, she screamed, shoving David. You were supposed to help me. Her boyfriend, Terrence, a man I'd never met, emerged from a car. He was huge, covered in tattoos, his energy menacing. You told him to pay David, I realized, staring at Jasmine. You orchestrated this. I want my kids back. Jasmine lunged at me. Terrence grabbed her. Baby, not here. Cops everywhere. But Jasmine was unhinged. You think you won? You think because you have money and a nice house that makes you their mother? I carried them. I gave birth to them. They came from my body. And you poisoned that body with drugs while they were inside you. The words exploded from me. Maya was born premature because you were getting high while pregnant. Isaiah has developmental delays because of your drug use. You didn't give them life. You almost took it away. Terrence stepped forward, his finger in my face. You better watch your mouth. Or what? Michelle appeared beside me, phone recording. You'll assault her in front of the courthouse? Please, give me a reason to add to our evidence. Security intervened, escorting Terrence and Jasmine away. She screamed obscenities the entire walk. My father, who'd watched silently, approached. Diane, this has gone too far. You're right, Daddy. It went too far when Jasmine chose drugs over her children. It went too far when Mama called me jealous instead of thanking me. It went too far when you all watched those babies suffer and did nothing. We're family. No, I interrupted. Family protects each other. Family shows up. You're just people who share my blood. I walked away, my hands shaking. 3 months later we returned to court. Jasmine had relapsed 2 weeks after the previous hearing, arrested again for possession. This time the evidence was irrefutable. The judge reviewed the new police reports, probation violations, and my documented care of the children. Ms. Johnson, he addressed Jasmine, you've had multiple opportunities. You've failed drug tests, missed scheduled visits with your children, and violated probation. I've tried to believe in your rehabilitation, but you've shown me repeatedly that you're not ready to parent. Jasmine sobbed. My mother held her, glaring at me like this was my fault. Mrs. Diane Johnson, the judge continued, you've demonstrated exceptional commitment to these children. Your home is stable, your finances are adequate, and most importantly, these children thrive in your care. Maya's therapy reports show remarkable progress. Isaiah is catching up developmentally. He paused and I held my breath. I'm terminating Ms. Jasmine Johnson's parental rights and granting you full legal custody with the option to adopt. Furthermore, I'm issuing a restraining order. Jasmine, her associates, and any family members who prove hostile or disruptive are prohibited from contacting the children until further court order. My mother gasped. You can't keep us from our grandchildren. I can and I will, ma'am. Your testimony suggested you enabled your daughter's addiction and showed hostility toward the children's current guardian. If you wish to petition for grandparent visitation, you may do so in 6 months. I couldn't process it. I'd won. My babies were safe. Jasmine collapsed, wailing. You took everything from me. I looked at her, really looked, and felt only sadness. No, Jasmine. You gave them away every time you chose drugs. I just caught them when they fell. 6 months post-adoption, life was beautiful and devastating simultaneously. Maya and Isaiah were healing, but the cost was my entire family. My parents never petitioned for visitation. Mama sent one text. Asterisk, you destroyed our family. I hope you're happy. Asterisk. I blocked the number. Troy sided with them. Jasmine went to prison on trafficking charges. 3 years minimum. Sometimes I felt guilty for feeling relieved. But then Maya brought home straight A's. Isaiah learned to ride a bike, squealing with joy. They called me Mama without hesitation now. David's perjury confession led to legal consequences for him and Terrence. I felt no satisfaction, only exhaustion. Tonight I tucked them into bed. Mama? Maya asked. Are you happy you chose us? I didn't choose you, baby. You chose me first. Every time your birth mother failed you, every time you survived, you were choosing to stay alive until you found me. I just had the honor of catching you. Will we ever see Granny and Grandpa again? I don't know, honey. But I promise you'll never wonder if you're loved. Later, alone in my kitchen, I cried. I cried for the family I'd lost. I cried for the sister I couldn't save. I cried for the parents who valued their addict daughter over innocent children. But when Isaiah's nightmare woke him and he called for Mama, when Maya crawled into my bed seeking comfort, when they laughed together over breakfast, I knew I'd made the only choice possible. Love costs everything. Sometimes it costs your whole family. But as I held my children, because that's what they were now, my children, I realized I hadn't lost my family. I just finally found it. Thank you for watching this story. If you've experienced family betrayal or struggled with toxic relatives, you're not alone. Please like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments. Your voice matters. And remember, sometimes the family you choose is stronger than the family you're born into. You deserve people who choose you back.